Welcome, one and all, to the hallowed halls of Coffin Comics. That's right, HQ. And today, thank you for joining, because we're going to do the preview for the upcoming Comic-Con International San Diego exclusives. That's right. Feast your eyes on these question marks, because in moments from now, I'm going to reveal to you the tip of the iceberg of what Coffin Comics is offering at the one and only, super fantastic Super Bowl of comic book conventions, Comic-Con International. That's right, Coffin Comics will be there. Booth 5530. All new banners, double the space, super stoked to be there. This is the one, everybody. And we got some surprises, so stay tuned. Stay tuned today, tomorrow, Tuesday, all the way up to the convention, because you don't know what we're going to announce. But one thing that I could announce, well, I'll do it in a minute. Let's get to, let me see here. We're going to get to these exclusives, but let me ruminate a little on Comic-Con International. I first attended Comic-Con International 30 years ago, I believe, in 1992. And I lived in Southern California, and this is before I had my first comic out. It was about to come out, I think, something like that. And man, it felt just like, there you are, man. It's where the entire industry is. It's the repository of the history of the entire industry. The organization runs super duper deep. I mean, whatever you're into, it's there. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about Comic-Con International. I got one opinion. It's fantastic. It's remarkable. I feel honored to be there every time. It's wild. It's exhausting, but nothing like it. I mean, let's admit it. Like, if you're a fan of this stuff, all pop culture, so much neat stuff to see. You can see that movie studio stuff. That's all right. Designer toys. That's amazing. Golden Age, Silver Age comics. The latest wares of all the top creators in the world, people flying in from everywhere, literally from every continent except Antarctica. So it's amazing. But look, we know everyone can't be there. So we're actually going to be putting every one of these items, a portion of the print run of every one of these items, on coffincomicsshop.com. So we're going to have them live, but we're also going to have them on the shop. But there's a limited amount of everything. So we are launching this promotion next Wednesday, when the doors of Comic-Con open at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We usually launch on Fridays, but we're not. We're actually aligning with Comic-Con International, and this promotion launches next Wednesday, July 20th at 6 p.m. So without further ado, let's get into it. One of our main editions is called the Celestial Edition. Can you believe it? This is by the one and only Ebas, Eric Basaluda, and the wonderful, inordinately talented Ula Moss. This particular edition is limited to 200 copies. And here's the thing, everybody. Ebas is in the house as an exclusive guest of Coffin Comics on the Saturday of Comic-Con. That's right, at 1 p.m. to, I don't know, Ebas is in the house and he could sign these editions. So, Celestial Edition and Naughty Celestial Edition with a completely different colorway. Limited to 250. The Holofoil Edition. Limited to 99 copies. Variant colorway. Had to do it because the work is so fine. The Pearl Linen Edition, featuring Eric's gorgeous pencils on this piece. If I understand this correctly, this was a commissioned image by a gentleman up in Seattle. I'm sure he's going to be happy to see this, huh? Your commission has now become a cover. And this edition is limited to 99 copies printed on pearl linen. The next up is the Naughty Metallic. Limited also to 99. No, it's limited to 88. And then because we couldn't resist it, finishing off this series is the Golden Medal Edition by Eric Basaluda, limited to 15 copies. 15 copies. Some on coffincomicsshop.com, some at San Diego Comic-Con, Comic-Con International, some in the vault. So act fast. Next up, our first ever Harley Quinn homage by Murat Michaels, colored by Dan Feldmeyer, graphics by Dan Feldmeyer, homaging the very popular Alex Ross painting. This is Lady Bat Harley Death Edition. This edition is limited to 250 copies. Get them while you can. We've replaced the character, the Joker, with our character, Seance. And of course, this is our interpretation of Lady Death as the aforementioned homaged Harley Quinn. For all you ultra collectors out here, get ready. This is a luxury foil edition, limited to 44 copies. I don't know what I was thinking, because if we're going to have some on the store, some live, like, what was I thinking? These are going to evaporate. And also limited to 44, the metallic edition of the Lady Bat Harley Death, our first ever, by Homage King Murat Michaels. Murat Michaels will also be in attendance and happy to sign these items at booth 1111. So just go get it over at our booth at 5530, then jet over and see Murat. Next up, oh, we had to do it, the Vava Voom editions. Now, these Vava Voom editions are illustrated by Billy Tucci, our neighbor. He's right across the way from our booth. And this image, for longtime viewers, is the near first image that Billy ever did for me back in the Chaos Comics era. I was inspired to find this image and to actually update the color. And Billy said, do it. So here it is, the Vava Voom edition, limited to 250 copies. Billy will be in attendance. He can assign it for you. Also, here, limited to 99, the Vava Voom holofoil. Can you see it? This is with an alternative color treatment, cool skull wallpaper back, limited to 99. We also have the metallic edition, limited to 88. This can be signed by Billy and myself, colored by Sanju Nivenjun. And because it's San Diego, and because it's special, people just expect special stuff at San Diego. Like, it's crazy like that. We took Billy's pencils and made a scarlet metal version. This edition is limited to 15 copies. 15 copies. Billy and I can sign those for you gladly. Billy being my neighbor and all. Fantastic. But that's not all, everybody. Who wants another homage? Let's do it. Bringing back the Homage King one more time for the homage of Malibu Sun number 13, the first appearance of Spawn. We have come up with Coffin Moon number 13, Lady Death. So this is a fun homage featuring artwork by Murat Michaels, color by CC De La Cruz, and trade dress by Dan Feldmeyer. All you Spawn fans out there, your collection will actually not be complete without this homage, which is limited to 250 copies. Now again, we have a certain amount at Comic-Con International, a certain amount on Coffin Comics Shop. So if you start thinking about it, fairly limited. Had to do it. We're doing the holofoil version, limited to 66. I think it's the luxury holofoil too. Look at that. That pops. Limited to 66. How many we're going to bring? How many are going to be online? How many are going to be at the con? I don't know. You're going to have to get on board. And because I had to, it's San Diego. The metallic version, limited to 66 copies. 66 copies of the Malibu Sun 13 homage Coffin Moon. And again, that's by Murat Michaels. Murat will be in attendance, and he can sign it. Just grab it from us, then go over to booth 1111 and get it signed. They're featuring a lot of new characters in Coffin Comics. We all know Lady Death, Hell Witch, La Muerta. But in the storyline last year, Sacrificial Annihilation, we introduced many new characters, many of which you see right here, right now. And we're featuring one on a rookie card edition. This is the Lady Gunfighter edition. This is a story we have in development. It takes place during post-Civil War era, and it's about a woman who has a demon gun. In real life, she was a sharpshooter, and in the afterlife, she's even more deadly. So this Lady Gunfighter is a first appearance edition cover, limited to 100. And because we love her, because we're confident in her future, we've also done a cool metallic card. This cover is by Diego Bernard and colored by Hi-Fi. Folks, that is a glimpse of some of the items that we have available at Comic-Con International. But we are also opening up the vault. Julian the Hooligan has personally curated items for your consideration on the vault. Our booth is at 5530. We're going to be rocking it out all weekend. We got the crew, Francisco Pulido, Brian Pulido, Jimmy Coffin, and Julian the Hooligan. We're going to turn it up. Expect more special surprises. I have a crowdfunding panel. I have another panel called Comic Book Couples. We're going to post about that next week, where, if you can believe it, other comic book couples like myself, Francisca, Billy and Deborah Tucci, Jeff Smith, his lovely wife, Robin and Terry Moore. We're all getting together for a happy hour panel that you're cordially invited to. And would you even imagine that we're all friends with each other? Isn't that crazy? Like we're coming from so many different worlds of comics. But look, there's a commonality. We are comic book couples. So we do talk. We do get together online and join us for some shenanigans. What else is there to say? Brand new booth, brand new images, new prints you've never seen. I know that, Hooligan has been training with Shaolin monks for 5 years for this. Isn't that right, Hooligan?
Yes, I have my crane technique. Mantis, tiger, dragon's claw, eagle fang.
And that's not all. I'll be debuting a brand new battle jacket. So look, all I can tell you is be there at Comic-Con International next week, booth 5530. Your friendly neighborhood outlaw comic book company, Coffin Comics, will be in the house. Be there.